It's nice up here today.
It always is.
You don't have to leave anymore. I can fly now. Wherever you go, I can go with you.
You really are stubborn, aren't you? Don't you think you're getting a bit too old for me to stay? People would laugh at you if they knew.
They can laugh all they want, I don't care. You made me who I am today. I learned to fly because of you. I kept playing the cello because of you. Colin, you kept it because of yourself. She's an extension of yourself. You taught me to practice the scales. No, Colin, you taught yourself how to practice the scales. This is a figment of your imagination.
No, Colin.
I can't teach you anything you don't know, nor can I make you do anything you don't want. Exactly. See, Faye knows what's what.
Maybe all you really wanted was for someone to be there.
That's really sad.
Even if it was just someone like me. I know it's mesmerizing here, Colin. But you've been spending so much time with me and imagining what couldn't be. Don't you think you're forgetting what actually is and all that could be?
Exactly.
Sometimes stepping out of this little world we've made is the only way to notice and appreciate all the beautiful things all around you. I just don't want to be alone. Sure, if I go, you'll be alone at times, even when you don't want to be. But that's all a part of growing up, and it's all a part of life.
Yeah.
It's what makes fleeting moments with loved ones treasured, and our memories precious. It's also what drives you to seek out what you wouldn't find if you just stayed here with me. There's a lot out there just waiting for you, Colin. I can't promise it'll always be good, but I know you won't find all that you need living only in these pages of ours. You brought me into this world. I won't forget that. And while some things are meant to stay, some are only meant to carry you so far. In my own way, you know I will always be there to protect you. And whatever comes, if it's something we could do, then it's something you could do. What do you say, Colin? Are you ready?
I don't know. I don't think I'm ready for it to end. I don't care what you are or aren't. Is he falling in love with his... This is really strange for me, guys. Is he fallen in love with his imaginary friend? I don't know about that. I don't know about this. You were my first real friend.
Hey, this doesn't have to be the end for us. One day, you might look back and realize how fast this precious life has passed you by. And on that day, I'll come back once more. We'll talk like how we used to talk, and you'll tell me about your day. No, about your life. You'll tell me about what a happy life you've had, and all the nice memories you've made.
Except we didn't get to see much of the nice memories. I might not have such a happy life, you know.
You're such a downer, you know that? Have a little faith in yourself, Colin. Of course you will. I know you will. It may take a long time, and we may take a lot of work and effort. But when that day comes, I know you'll have lots of happy memories to share. Ah, it's almost time. How much have you written in that book by now? You've replaced its pages so many times, huh? I must talk a lot. Sorry about that. But now that I'm going, perhaps you could finally spare more pages for other things. It's your book. You don't have to always write about me anymore. It's just like life, right? Same book, filled with all kinds of different pages. as it should be.
Pretty wise for an imaginary friend, I will give you that.
Take care of yourself, alright?
Hey,
I still haven't said goodbye yet. You already have, Colin. A long, long time ago.
and there she goes. I do love the music, though. You gotta grow up at some point, Colin. You can't pretend anymore. You have to live life. It's not always gonna be pretty, and it's not always gonna be awesome. But you gotta live it. You can't always be in a fantasy world in your head all the time.
She never came back, did she?
Guess not.
I wonder if she's a cause or an effect.
Hmm?
As in, do you think Colin's unhappy because she never came back again?
If Colin only wanted to see her again, I doubt he would have needed to call us.
Yeah, so perhaps her absence at the end meant that he was already unhappy by then.
Back to square one.
This place is destabilizing again. We don't have much time left. Let's move. We have to make do with what we have.
Wait, do we even know what we're doing with him yet?
I have a few ideas to try, but we still need to link the mementos first. Let's get back to the overworld and figure things out while we do that.
Alright. Eva always has a good idea about these kinds of things. We can always count on her. Oh, Neil. What the heck? Wait just a... And he just fell through reality.
In my own way, I'll always be there to protect you.
Even though you're not real. Okay, Eva's like, where's Neil?
Neil, what's taking you so long? This place is falling apart. There's no time to wait for him.
Connect Colin's life. I know. There we go. There we go. This actually is a lot easier. Yep. That was actually pretty easy. Got on the first try. Come on, game.
I think that's all of them, but...
Ooh, ow. Oh boy. Eva! Awesome. Thank you, Neil, or whoever that was.
Was that a...
Or was it Colin? What is this place?
Okay, doke.
All of his memories, they're falling apart. But in the blink of an eye, suddenly there's no more time. And I find myself here just like everyone else. I just want to feel like I've done enough in this world before I go, you know? That's why we're here, Colin. Tell us your regrets. What is it that you want us to fix? I want you to make me live that fulfilling life without changing anything I've been through. Okay, so you just need to not changing anything, but make you feel like it was fulfilling. Okay. Call them. But when you go through the procedure and live that new life, just hold on to something from here. It's not like that, Fia. I won't forget about you. Just hold on to something from here. I'm not really sure what the message is of this story. I'm a little confused by what exactly they're trying to say. What is this piece trying to say? We only have so little time in this life, and we'd never be able to do all we want. No matter what we do, there's always be other things we'd want to try, other paths to take. Yeah. Did it spill on your dress? Hey, just one more excuse to jump into the lagoon. You know, we don't have to waste all that lemon juice. Have you ever tried writing with it? Lemon juice? No, why? Ha! Then prepare to be mind-blown by some elementary school magic. Get this. It's invisible ink. Invisible ink? Yep, the writing appears in color only when you heat the paper up. So why didn't Sophia think that there wasn't... That doesn't make sense why Sophia wouldn't know later on that there were blank pages in a book. Come on, you can't tell me that she would not have thought that there was invisible ink on those pages. Come on, I'll show you. Let's write something with it. It's been a while since I've written. Well, never too late to start again. How about a letter? To who? Each other, of course. We could write about this trip. It's been kind of a journey, hasn't it? And at the end of it, we could show each other what we wrote of it all. That actually is a pretty romantic idea. Why was this not a part of the memory earlier? It's been kind of a journey, hasn't it? Maybe because his regret is he didn't actually write a letter to his wife, but he wrote a letter to Faye instead, in invisible ink. I think this is the last one. I think. Why would you even consider? Why would you toss aside everything we have for something make-believe? I'm not tossing anything aside. We all have regrets, be it righting a wrong or a dream long past. At Sigmund Corps, we give you that second chance to make things right. Because with our help, it's never too late. Wait, these don't seem like just randomly scattered memories. Could it be that the sedative's wearing off? You are different even from the man you were when I first met you. You're no longer aloof, you know. When you're here, you're actually here. I know it's mesmerizing here. Faye spoke after a pause, shifting her gaze back up to the sky. But you've been spending so much time with me and imagining what couldn't be. Don't you think you're forgetting what actually is and all that could be? Okay, look, I got it. I got your message. You hear me? I know you're still here. You can come and get me now. I really thought it was her. Wait, is that really the only way to... Oh, now we're reuniting. Ooh, nice. Good reflexes, Eva. Where the hey have you been? I figured it out, Eva. I figured out the impossible. I mean, it took an unholy amount of spoon feeding, but I guess that's what it takes when we're out on the inside of it. We're on the inside of it. What are you talking about? Yes, just what are you talking about? Here she is again. The sedative, it wore off already? You don't sound too happy about it. We're here to help Colin, and you're the mental process that's in the way. Well, lucky for you, that can't be amended now, can it? So, looks like we're about out of time. If you're going to erase me for good, you might as well hurry. No, we're not going to erase you. We're going to erase us. Wait, what? Colin never needed our service, Eva. He already had her. The ability to change its reality, to live in a different world. One that filled the gaps of what he wanted, all in his head. She is what we do, Eva. And yet, she left. She left, which could have only meant one thing. That he was already happy. What are you trying to imply? That he actually was happy all along. He actually did live a happy life. So he didn't need her. No, that can't be right. What we do is different from just this. How is it different? Because there's more to it. There's more to what we do. We fulfill wishes. We give meaning to people's lives. What we do, it has to be more than just that of an imaginary friend. It's a lot more elaborate for sure. But for someone who had to fight just to let go of fantasy and embrace reality, maybe our existence was merely an unwelcome amplifier. A reminder of the make-believe, the imaginary, and the endless possibilities that make reality seem less than what it is. Well, I mean, hate to break it to you, Colin, looks like you could have saved a heck of a lot of money if you had just not hired these people in the first place. Of course, you know, not that you would have been able to take the money where you're going, unfortunately. So that's true. That is a very good point. Hey, you two, things aren't looking good with the patient. I don't know what you're up to, but you might want to get out of there. And by might wanna, I mean need to. After all that, huh? I guess none of this even matters anymore. There's no way we'd still have the time to implement any actual changes. No, we might not have the time. But what about her? She's already linked up to the machine's interface, right? Without us, all procedures would be internalized. So much could be done in a fraction of a moment. You're suggesting giving sole control of the machine to a mental process of the patient. The ethical implications of that, it hasn't been done for good reasons. It hasn't been done because no patient has had a chance like this. Besides, what's our alternative? Just leave and mark this as a write-off? What about legal complications and the contract it says? Oh, come on, Eva. When has the contract stopped us? Good point. Guys? Go on. I'll be right behind. Don't say I never trust you. So they're not gonna do it. This is interesting. Why are you doing this for us? Well, if I were Colin and I'm on my last breath. Oh, foreshadowing. Oh, foreshadowing, Neil. I trust you over two strangers in white coats, right? Strangers, huh? Your colleague was right about one thing. There is more to what you do than just playing God with people's memories. You've been here for just a day yet. In all of his lifetime, no one else has truly seen the world through his eyes like you have. And well, you're kind of the first I've been able to meet, too. In some silly way, maybe that's part of what Colin really wished for. It was one heck of a meet and greet, that's for sure. Full admin access transferred to unknown credential Faye.
You gonna be alright? Just a little nervous, I guess.
Well, given the circumstances, I'd say that's pretty alright.
Hey. Do you think that in some ways I've truly existed?
Well, for what it's worth, I think all our memories and everything in it can be nothing but the fiction we tell ourselves.
Good luck out here. Colin's counting on you.
Not really sure how I feel about this. But, you know, I'm gonna wait and give my thoughts at the end.
So what is she gonna do? What is she gonna change?
His blood pressure is dropping, vital signs are fading fast. I think he's letting go.
There he goes. I hope he got what he wanted. Right from the bird story, right? Oh, it's so sad.
I'm sorry for your loss. Please take all the time you need. I'll be in the living room with the paperwork.
When they're ready, I'll let them know. Always a little stark, isn't it? Seeing it like this after just having been in there? It is what it is. I'm just a little cold. It felt warmer in there. What we did back there, do you know if it worked?
Hard to say. I'll try to dig through the data afterward, but...
Well, it's never been done like this before. I don't know how coherent it'd be. Guess we got another mess of a report to write.
We can take care of that when the dust settles. In the meantime, I just remembered something. Yeah, the ink. So, did you succeed?
There was a complication. We tried to cope with something unorthodox, but I'm not sure if we'll ever know what really happened in those last moments.
Hey, Sophia said you got a lighter? Yeah. Don't accidentally burn the book, because that would be really, really horrible.
So what did he write?
Oh, is this his music? Is this a song now? Here we go.
I never stood up very tall. I think my voice was fairly small. But there were times
There's the parents.
they
do exist.
Weren't sorted out, so I'd stumble and I'd fall.
He actually does have parents.
Because of you. So if you left, I could go too. And everything you saw in me 'cause trading my yesterday is to wish my life away.
The wedding! We didn't get to see that. Oh, that's beautiful.
As we dream and as we grow, we have to learn to let things go.
Yeah.
But let the wonder never fade. Though we've turned 10,000 pages, flying high or stuck below, I've searched for meaning amidst doubt.
Oh. I have no idea what those are.
Finally figured that part out. And all the stories inside me feels like I'm bursting at the seams. And you're here after all the grass on the other side. Is it only greener in my mind? I'd still want it the same, because trading my yesterday is to wish my life away.
So he never went. That she changes so that he never knew about this company and he never went to the company. He just drove right by. So that's what she changed. The song is, of course, is beautiful, just like the last one, in, To the Moon. It's the balcony. There she is. Looking for something, old-timer? It's been a while, huh? A long while. You haven't changed much. And whose fault is that now? Listen, I wish it were under better circumstances, but... I know. I wish I still had the time to tell you about all that's happened since then. It's okay. I was there. I'm only here to say goodbye. Just tell me one thing, though. Do you still have any regrets? Regrets? Yeah, I have a lot of those. But that's okay. The chances I missed, the mishaps, and all that I wish I had, well, they were all still a part of it. They made a way for all that I do have. And what I do have, I wouldn't trade for anything else in the world. That's all I wish to hear. See, this is pretty much my attitude from the first game. From the first To the Moon, when I was first hearing about this, because I feel like we're not meant to have a perfect life. It's natural to have regrets, but every regret that you have, I'd like to believe part of life is being able to make the most of it, make the most of all the ups and downs,
So I felt like that was the message that the first game, I was expecting the first game to give, but it wasn't. So the second game is giving this message instead. Go on. They're waiting for you. It's time to go home. Hey, Colin. Sorry I had to leave back then. You had to, though. Thank you for having been there, even when nobody else was. That is really sad. And then this is where he dies. Oh, and he's gonna kiss her forehead. Oh. That was a very well done ending. Wow. Wow. Interesting. Very interesting. So, I have to get my thoughts up here. So that, the soundtrack, of course, was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. They did a great job with a good amount of the humor. I mean, I really enjoyed, of course, all of the... Neil has always been my favorite character, and his humor did not disappoint in this game either. The only thing about this game is that I just... I'm still right now confused as to what exactly the message is, other than the obvious. I mean, the obvious message here, as I said before, was Colin didn't really need to change anything in his life. Because, yeah, even though he had regrets, he accepted those regrets. He accepted everything, good or bad, that happened in his life, and he just learned to appreciate it. But beyond that, I don't know. Like, I guess the story itself just didn't really resonate with me very much. At least not compared to the To the Moon story. The To the Moon story, you know, I got really emotional. I felt the feels. Here, like, I don't know. I just didn't get it. So, and maybe it's just because I don't fully understand what it's like to really, really feel alone. And, oh, okay, I think it's probably going to be more after this. We also don't know very much more about Neil's condition. Here's the funeral. Oh, Eva looks really pretty in that dress, even though it's, you know, it's a funeral dress. Sup? Where are you? At my scotch, drinking home? You said you'd be here. I said I'd visit like we always do, not attend a funeral. When was the last time we even did that? I know, but I just thought we owe it to him after. Dr. Rosalind, we're about to start. Go on, I'll get my turn. She has a cute purple phone. Alright, enjoy your scotch. You know it. Now, where were we? Is he checking out the data? Ooh, not looking sketchy at all, Neil. I asked you to knock, not hack my lock. Switching to digital was a terrible idea. Why didn't you just keep both locks on? Dagnabbit, Rob. I don't know why she even got you involved. Look, we don't have long. Are you guys still in or not? You betcha! What are you guys up to? So, is that the solution you were talking about? Yeah, that's her. Did you just take a copy of her? He just took a copy of her so that he could use... Maybe he can turn her into a real person. Oh my. Oh my. Thank you for having been a part of this. Interesting. Okay. So as I was saying, I guess I had the... I guess I was one of the lucky people who never really felt truly alone. I never really had any issues making friends. So I guess this situation is just something I'm not... I can't really relate to it very well. And I understand that there's probably a lot of you out there who probably have felt so alone in your life, and maybe you've had difficulties really connecting with people growing up and making really meaningful friends, and therefore maybe some of you have had, you know, imaginary friends. I talk to myself sometimes. In fact, I talk to myself a lot. But it's not because I'm talking to another person. I'm talking legitimately to myself. Like, okay, Hark, what do you want to do right now? Like, don't be silly, Hark. So I'm not really pretending that there's an imaginary person there that I'm talking to, because I'm just talking to myself. Because normally when I find that when you say things out loud, you know how they say that sometimes when you have a problem, if you like talk to a person about your problem, not necessarily so that the person can give you advice or can actually like talk back to you, but just so that you could talk out an issue or a thought that you're having, like have somebody be the sounding board, have somebody just listen to you. Sometimes you're able to figure out your own issues. So that's sort of what I do, is I like talk to myself to like, so I can like say something out loud, and that helps me figure things out. But with Colin's condition, it was more like he was just so alone and he didn't have anyone really to connect to, and he needed that extra motivation that he came up with this persona, his subconscious, I guess, this imaginary friend to motivate him and encourage him and do that all that good stuff. And I mean, if that works for him, that works for him, and if that works for you, that works for you. I guess I just feel like you should give credit to yourself. Like, you shouldn't give credit to an imaginary friend, because the imaginary friend is actually yourself, not you. But I guess that's what he needed. I guess he needed to create this new persona to motivate him and to get him to become a pilot, even though technically he was motivating himself, not this other person. I guess it doesn't matter at the end of the day whether he believes it was himself motivating himself or if it was his imaginary friend Faye motivating himself. I guess it doesn't matter as long as he ended up where he ended up. But I don't know. It just didn't resonate with me altogether. But if it resonated with you, and if you really enjoyed the story for what it is, awesome. More power to you. I just felt that throughout the game, I definitely felt more of a connection with To the Moon. So, but yeah, I mean, it wasn't a bad experience for me. It was an okay experience. This game was an okay experience. There definitely were some great moments. You know, like I said, there were some awesome moments. But those awesome moments weren't enough to have me consider this game be an awesome game for me. It was just okay at the end of the day. I'm glad I got to play it just so I could see the continuation of, you know, what was going on with Dr. Rosaline and Neil and all that stuff. But if you guys understand fully what the message is behind the story, like what exactly you're supposed to get out of this story, what the message was, please let me know in the comments, because maybe I'm just totally missing it. But yeah, that's all I got really to say about the game. Hopefully Colin got what he wanted, and looks like what he got. And again, I love this game mostly for the music and for the soundtrack and the humor. But at least for me personally, my personal opinion, the story didn't really affect me very much, or didn't really resonate with me that much. And I found it for me, it was strange or weird and confusing, and I guess because it was strange and weird and confusing, I didn't really get much out of it. And that's just me personally, my own personal opinion. But if you love the game, I'm glad you do. I'm glad you like the game. You're totally allowed to, and this was just okay. So, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see what I play next time, and until next time, everybody, love yourselves and love each other.